Hey, good evening. Back in the day when this channel was a little baby, there was an expression that I came up with called vortex that described viewers who were stuck and we didn't know why they were stuck in getting their EIDL loans processed. I called them my 330 and my 331 and 48 Vortex applicants. These were people who applied for an EIDL loan on March 30th, March 31st, and April 8th, and for reasons that SBA never confirmed publicly until months later, those applications that were filed exactly those days were stuck. Tonight, Americans are also in a vortex, as Mitch McConnell has left us stuck because he has closed the Senate, put it on recess to April 19th. What did I just say? October 19th. Put it on recess to October 19th, preventing any legislative action for anything to be done in this United States government, which is insane. I mean, are we not supposed to have any laws between now and October 19th? Millions of lobsters everywhere are watching with their jaws open, if they have jaws. The pot dealers are just wondering, looking at AOC like, what's going to happen to our pot bill? Airlines are not flying high, they're flying low because they're not going to have any standalone bill. No one's getting relief, including you. But this is purple power. Who do they think they're dealing with here, folks? I mean, come on, this is purple power. Do you think we're going to just allow someone to shut down the government for 2 weeks? Well, it's actually more than 2 weeks. Till October 19th, because 3 people got sick. The entire government of the United States is not going to pass any laws for 14 days because 3 guys that refused to wear masks contracted COVID-19, and the rest of the government, the rest of the United States can have no laws for 14 days. I'm sorry, but that's about the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. The most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in the landscape of 2020, where everything can be done electronically, by Zoom, by electronic signature, by telephone, by, even by fax, if we want to put it back to 1980. So tonight, as Purple Power unleashes their power, the next focus is to urge the president, by executive authority, to order the Senate to be reopened electronically so that members of the Senate can vote on any deal that Nancy and Steve potentially reach and do it electronically, remotely, and get our second stimulus package. This is Purple Power. Hey, good evening, everybody. This is LALATE, and the reason why I opened with that explanation is how this channel started with me trying to fix problems. And tonight is the most obvious problem I've ever heard. I just don't understand why no one cares to fix it. Go to the Funnest channel, subscribe, and also like this video. Together, I'm going to be focusing on a lot of twists and turns tonight. I'll be going over where we are as the light is dropping, and so hopefully I don't turn into a glowing jack-o'-lantern just yet. But I'm going to go over where we need to focus Purple Power as we sit here tonight. Ironically, Purple Power tonight is not so much against Pelosi. It's ironically now against Mitch McConnell. Here's the breaking news. The morning started with Mitch McConnell saying that he thinks that the negotiations between Steve and Nancy are very good. This comes 48 hours after he said it's a Democratic wish list that's much of a waste of time, that they're very far apart. He doesn't see it ever happening. Today, he started with incredible great news that he thinks that it could happen. And then there was one senator who contracted COVID-19 and was announced as positive, a second senator, and then as soon as the third one, Mr. Johnson, was announced, Mitch had enough. Now, understand his decision to shut the Senate was not a partisan decision. Democrats called for it as well. But millions of Americans are wondering, wait a second, why can't you vote on stuff electronically? Vote on it remotely. Vote it on telephonically. Mitch McConnell started this day with comments that I detailed on Mornings LALATE, in which he says we've been preparing for the situation during this pandemic since day one, and we will get through it as a body and figure out how to conduct our operations. Apparently he did not. because tonight he has no ability to figure out how to run a Senate with people doing it electronically. It's a bit ironic because this is the group of people who want to spend fortunes on everything but the operation of the government that needs to get your stimulus checks. So Purple Power tonight should be on social media. Purple Power tonight should be telling the president, order the Senate reopened electronically. Order the Senate to be reopened remotely. Order the Senate to install, if they don't have it, I mean, I assume they do, the ability to communicate remotely and vote on things remotely. This is an emergency situation, America. America is in the middle of a pandemic, and as we sit here on a Saturday, we have 3 senators, all Republican, that are all COVID-19 positive. The number could be 20 tomorrow. It could be 30 the day after, or it could stay the same exactly at 3. Meantime, the House remains open, but the question is how many people were exposed to different people. It's additionally a concern even if none of these people are positive going the days forward, because they should all be self-isolating. These people were exposed to a lot of people at a time in which people were positive. Steve Mnuchin, for example, tested negative yesterday, but he should be in isolation because he was in the Oval Office talking to the president on Wednesday. Nancy Pelosi should be in isolation, not that she always usually is, because she spoke to Steve Mnuchin on Friday in the presence of Steve Mnuchin in her office. Also, members of her staff should be in self-isolation. It just keeps on rolling out, and basically, you have so many people that should be in isolation, then just let them be in self-isolation so that their health is their top priority, and that getting our stimulus remotely is our top priority. It seems so obvious. But in a day in which a lot of things just seems to unfold as ridiculousness, this is added to the package. Remember that this is the group of people that allowed your FPUC to expire in July. Scheduled FPUC to expire when they're on vacation and expired while they're on vacation. And now you don't have FPUC, and now they want to have it retroactive to September 5th, which means that you would not have a month of FPUC. Now, that makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Back in July, when I was reporting, they were all talking about, well, we're going on vacation, see you soon. And then when they came back from their vacation in August, they said, well, we'll do it retroactive back to July. They didn't get to that. And then when there was multiple stimulus checks in March, when they were posted about multiple stimulus checks in the package in March, they took out this multiple stimulus checks. So they said, you know what, we can just do one check now for March, and we'll get to the other stimulus checks in a couple weeks because we don't have to do it now. They didn't get to it. They never got to it. It's a recurring occurrence with these people that they say they're going to get to something, they to act like they never, ever existed. You know, it's the dependence check at $1,200. They took that out. Now it's $500. The hazard pay, they had that in there. They took it out. So as we sit here tonight, where's the focus of Purple Power? 2 focuses. 1, the president. 2, the president. The first focus is what I said on the onset, pushing to get the Senate reopened by electronic means. The second push is for executive orders. How would executive orders work, and how can they be done? Let me recap with the importance of executive orders at a time where things are just going off the rails. First, the executive orders should be done by the president while at Walter Reed. He can do them, he can electronically, functionally do them, and he should be doing them. This president has really not prioritized things a lot, and he keeps on dragging things out. And by dragging things out, it's not working in his favor, and it's not working in the American people's favor. We should be on social media and pushing for the president to do executive orders for second stimulus checks, to do executive orders for FPUC, because that has been the push of this channel for several weeks with this president. It remains the push of this channel tonight. There was a time in which we really didn't care what legislatively Nancy was going to do because we thought it was much of a waste of time. The waste of time is back tonight because we have no updates from the two. They may not negotiate any further. They may not have access to their staff, access to their databases. They may not be able to do things in the ways they could functionally do it before. Because guess what? They waited too long with the situation. Now, as to the president, he should be doing this right away. This should be his top priority. If you're in Walter Reed and you're tweeting, let's get stimulus done, well, you certainly then understand that Mitch McConnell has now closed the Senate. His comments when he made that tweet was before Mitch closed the Senate. But tonight the Senate's closed. So with the Senate closed, you don't have law. You don't have law. You need the Senate open to pass a law. A Senate, there must be a House to vote on the bill and to pass, and you must have the Senate open and for the bill to pass. Now, ultimately, who can help us with the push? The problem solvers. Who can help us? The Blue Dogs and the New Democrat Coalition. They should urge the Senate remain open because this is a bunch of silliness. Next, executive orders. The executive orders need to be done now. I mean, today is October 3rd. If the president did the executive orders this weekend, for example, the money could start being processed on Monday. You would add 10 days to that, which would be October 5th. You would get the money approximately October 15th by Steve Mnuchin's representation of Treasury, 10 days after something becomes law. Well, let's put it 10 days after Monday. If you're on SSI and SSI and Social Security and railroad benefits, you would get your stimulus checks within October 15th. And guess what that is? That's before the Senate even comes back into session. Why should we hold up another thing for 14, 15 more days? Meantime, what is Nancy doing? Why doesn't she not care about the situation? Ultimately, whatever she does in the House doesn't have any effect because nothing will become law. So she can pass 15 more postal bills between now and October 19th, and none of them will ever become law because the Senate's closed. It's times like this as you wonder who's running this government. No one's really thinking coherently. No one's really thinking focused. But what we're doing is we're remaining focused, we're remaining on book, and we're remaining on point. So go to the front of this channel, subscribe. Subscribe because we really remain focused on how to get the money and how to get it quicker. And also like this video. Coming up tomorrow morning on Mornings LALATE is more about the ever-evolving changes. And then 11 a.m. is the continuation of 14, day 3. As always, stay informed, stay smiling, and stay with LA for more.